returned. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Returned destruction.
Weigh the circumstances surrounding the very origin of the white man into the world, to then determine if he's capable of being civil, if he's capable of being human. This we must put on the scale of Ma'at and give it the Ma'atic weigh-in and see if it strikes the Ma'atic balance. And if it does not strike the Ma'atic balance, then we must make sure that we are not victims of history, because it is written that he or she who does not learn the lessons of history is doomed to repeat them.
The world was once again on the brink of war. Even the peacekeepers were preparing their weapons. Most people on the planet understood that the Yurugu were the source of the problem. The king couldn't be happier. Every moment he spent reminded him of his son's death. He paced back and forth in his office, knowing that a moment of peace would never come. All he could do was spend hours speaking to counterparts who were either afraid or ready to fight.
You always know the perfect moment to call.
What's wrong, my king? I can sense it in your voice. What troubles you?
It's the silence before the storm. I know that bad is coming, but it hasn't arrived yet.
You're prepared, king. We know the Yurugu love to terrorize. You'll bring terror to them again and again. They didn't expect you to take the fight to them.
I understand they'll retaliate. The fact that they're taking so long isn't their usual behavior. It's been 48 hours.
You know how heavily they rely on I Am. You've killed their god, destroyed half of their capabilities. Now is the time to completely destroy them.
Perhaps my goal is too ambitious. It's unstable. I want to be able to kill all the Yurugu and make them good again.
How can you make them good by killing them?
My father always said, a good Yurugu is a dead Yurugu.
The king and the queen began to laugh. They had been married for all these years and still found humor in the most absurd things.
Why don't you and the children come see me? It would be a much-needed break.
All right, I'll get everyone ready. We'll spend the night.
The invite was for you, not them damn kids.
As they laughed, a missile tore through a cloud, unleashing a torrent of death reminiscent of Katrina. Before she could utter another word, the kingdom was engulfed in flames. Rubble fell, and children ran, engulfed in flames, like Richard Pryor, missile after missile.
Old Testament, Malcolm said, a revolution is bloody. A revolution knows no compromise. A revolution uproots and overturns everything that gets in its path. Old Testament, Malcolm said, if you knew what a revolution was, why, you wouldn't even use that word in your vocabulary. Old Testament, Malcolm said, if you knew what a revolution was, why, you get back in the alley. That's Old Testament Malcolm. Old Testament Malcolm said, all white folks are the devil. He said, none of them are any good. He said, if you find one that you think is good, kill him first before he turned bad. That's Old Testament Malcolm.
The manicured gardens transformed into the Sahara. Shadow burst into the king's chambers.
There's been an attack on the queen's castle. Take me to her immediately. No, my king. We must follow protocol. You must be taken to the command center. It can withstand anything.
The king attempted to break free, but was subdued and forcibly taken, yelling and cursing.
I'll have your heads, all of you. I'll personally kill you.
The president of the Yurugu had finally heard some good news. The queen's castle and its surrounding area had been reduced to dust. As he smiled, looking at the pictures, he said,
"That's one monkey that won't be swinging on a vine anymore. I wish I could see her king crying in his room. Play with fire, and you get burned to ash."
No one could have survived that. We saved them money. Free cremation. All they have to do is return in a couple of weeks, when all the trash stops burning, and put a plaque.
Someone get the general a microphone and a stage. That's the kind of black comedy I like.
The Upinde wa Mvua and many other empires have condemned our actions. The next 24 to 48 hours were expected to see an escalation, possibly even an invasion.
I'm told that now there will be mistakes committed because of his anger. Yes, let him bathe in her blood and make mistake after mistake. We will capitalize on each one.
The king stood in silence at the ruins. As the shadow explained, no one had survived. His queen and 5 out of his 12 remaining children had been killed. Over 500 soldiers stood in silence. Finally, the king looked at his advisor and said,
Plan a memorial for all the dead. One ceremony. All the dead here today, all one. The queen loved her people. She wouldn't want it any other way. She was the people.
Right away, king. What date should we set?
24 to 48 hours. We're not even going to war. We're going to slaughter, exterminate. The coldest act of genocide this planet has ever witnessed. Every soldier's purple uniform will be turned red when we're done.
King, I know your pain, but we must move at a steady pace.
I'm gonna steady stab you with your blade and slit your throat if you speak again. Now is the time for war. Now is the time to kill. Now is the time to stab. Now is the time to choke. Now is the time to take a rock and bash in their skulls. Now is the time to carpet bomb. Now, 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 now. Don't any person speak to me about later, about planning, about patience. Only speak to me about now. And now we will kill them all. A good Yurugu is a dead Yurugu. We know our history.
Kill my dog. I'm gonna slay your cat. Like MJ say, blood on the dance floor. Tune in next week. If you love the killing of Yurugu, remember, red, black, and green.